This was Berhala Island, where for 9 months the white women and children of Sandakan were grounded in the filth and hunger and degradation that were to be theirs throughout their imprisonment under the Japanese. And here we began to know for the first time the cruelest of all suffering that war brings to women: emptiness. The gnawing, lonely, hopeless emptiness of life without love. At Berhala, we knew it twofold because our men were nearby, only a few hundred yards down the road in their own compound. And now and then we could see them, a glimpse anyway, on their way to or from their work in the fields. And now and then, if one were willing to run the risk of a beating,
おい、ちょっと forget the bow. よし、忘れんな。
I'm sorry. How is he? Still a little feverish. Did you sleep at all, darling?
A little.
Good.
You're going, aren't you?
I want to. If George is all right.
You must. I'll take care of George. He'll be all right.
Betty, he looks so sick.
You don't look any too well yourself.
Oh, I'm all right. Considering those rubber vegetables we had last night.
If you go, will you ask him about Jock?
Of course.
And Robbie?
I'll ask about everybody.
But don't tell him about Joyce, will you? Tell him she's getting along all right. Do you think you could give him a message for Freddie?
Yes, of course.
Well, would you tell him to tell Freddie that my cough is a great deal better? He worries so, you know.
I'll tell him.
And Joe, too, don't forget. I saw him on the road the other day. He looks so thin.
I'll make a list this evening of all the messages, and I'll bring back the news for everybody.
Beatings for everybody, too, I suppose.
We were not speaking to you, if you don't mind.
Perhaps not, but you're proposing something that's likely to get us all in trouble. You know very well if she were caught, the whole camp would be punished.
Will you keep your voice down?
Oh, tell her to go jump in the ocean.
Agnes hasn't even spoken to her husband for 5 months. And if she's got a chance to be with him for a few minutes now, I think she ought to grab it like a shot.
Doesn't matter what happens to the rest of us, I suppose.
She's not going to get caught. Others have done it and got away with it.
I do not care to be beaten because some disgusting woman cannot do without a husband for a few months.
I wish I could tell you what I think of you for that.
Why can't you keep your big mouth shut? You make more noise and more trouble than any other 5 women in the camp.
Every time one of you women sneak through that fence, you endanger every other person in this camp. And I refuse to be quiet about it.
All right, then. Why don't you go and tell the sergeant now?
Sure, and why don't you give him a great big kiss while you're about it?
I have no intention of doing anything more than my duty.
Here he is now. Tell him, why don't you?
Mina, 私に会うのは喜んでいるな。
Well, if it isn't old Frog-Face.
Betty.
Oh, that's right. You haven't met this one yet. The sergeant doesn't understand one word of English, do you, Repulsive?
柔らかいけどな。
Now, you cute little bucket of swill.
いつお前たちは英語を教えてくれるのか？
Koronaka?
くれるのか？
Koronaka?
くれるのか？
Isn't he a stinker?
Oh, yes, indeed. You can tell that even from this distance.
Are you sure it's all right?
Certainly. Oh, Henrietta,
I'm not interested, thank you.
haven't you something to tell our little garbage blossom?
I'll take no part in this insanity, no part whatever.
Hey, Sarge, you see that woman over there? Mrs. Henrietta Tattletale Thomas. Well, that woman sneaks out of the camp every single night and meets Tojo.
Tojo?
Tojo, under the palm trees.
Mrs. Summers. Nice dog.
帝国軍人をバカにしてるのか。それならこうしてやるぞ。バカ者。
I think I'll get in with him. You don't mind? Of course not. Agnes, you're burning up. You sure you can make it?
I've got to make it.
Don't you think you better try another night?
No, it's got to be tonight. He'll be waiting for
But
me.
he'd understand, darling.
I've got all those messages, too. I can't disappoint everybody. I'm scared. Good luck. Thank you.
I'm very sick, Harry. Oh, please, help me, Harry. Mommy.
Georgie, darling. Oh, dear God. Sister Rose, what can we do?
I won't eat them.
What is it, you think?
Malaria, probably. He's burning up. We'll have to call the captain of the guard. This child's terribly sick.
We can't until Agnes gets back.
Can I help?
Have you any quinine?
Why? No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Isn't there something we can do just till she gets back?
Go to the captain and ask him for some quinine. Some in your hand. You don't have to tell him whom it's for.
That's it. I'll just say it's for one of the children.
And hurry, will you?
Ivan.
What you want?
I want some quinine, Captain. Quinine. One of the children is ill.
Doctor give quinine. You'll see doctor tomorrow.
But he needs it now, Captain. He's very ill.
You, Mrs. Summers,
Yes?
you know how